Hello everyone, sorry I'm late. You know how it is. Always technology issues before the start. Hello everyone. Should be a pretty good stream, hopefully. Hopefully finish it. Finish the RetroGEM install. I was gonna start. You're fired, yeah. Sorry. I was gonna start with some yapping. I'm not gonna talk about the important thing just yet. We'll wait for more people to join, but yeah. I've been feeling kind of sad lately. I found this YouTube channel. It's called Ian on YouTube, and it popped up in my YouTube subscriptions. And it's about this. The particular video was about this kid. I say kid, but he's 30, 31 or something, where he got fired from his, I think it's full-time job. I think he worked like 50 hours there at 7-Eleven. And so I watched his channel. I'm watching more of his channel, or I wanted to see what other kind of content he made. And it's basically here. This is gonna be whack. Let's find one. Okay. Okay, this is from 3 weeks ago and has 2.5 million views. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It's basically, I don't know if you guys can you guys hear it? No, I guess you can't.
Crazy, and they really don't like their cage being cleaned.
It's just him. It's like a vlog, I guess. Right, so right now he's cleaning his whatever guinea pigs, but this was before he got fired. So basically, I'm not gonna say it's bad quality because it's the more important thing is that he just recently got a lot of views on these videos, on his normal videos, and so I think he uses a phone probably, or maybe a GoPro or something. So there's really no fancy equipment. It's more that I don't know, he keeps doing this despite the fact that, doing YouTube, I mean, making YouTube videos, despite the fact that he works full-time at this 7-Eleven. So the most recent video is actually him getting fired from 7-Eleven. I guess he was making a video. I think he said something like Heineken or someone was making a promotion for their beer, and the beer was a non-alcoholic beer, where they would give him away for free, I guess. And so he made a video about that and drank one of these non-alcoholic beers on his YouTube channel, which, I guess that's probably questionable. But he got fired because of that, because he recorded it, on promise probably. I didn't watch the actual video, but I'm assuming he filmed it at the 7-Eleven, maybe in the back room or something. And then he posted it. So, yeah, I agree. Don't panic. What's a good way to practice soldering ribbon cables? Well, yeah, we could talk about that. I think that the NES RGB is good, but I mean, obviously you have to buy that, and it's kind of expensive. But I'd be curious to see if there are like ribbon cable. That's actually something I would be interested in figuring out, is making like soldering practice kits or something. I think that'd be pretty cool, so that you practice on the practice board and not like a real board. So, anyways, why did I bring this up? The guy working at 7-Eleven. Here's a person who they're barely getting by. I think. I mean, from the small bits and pieces that I've watched, because I watched a couple of videos, and they eventually found success, and well, I don't know if it's success. I mean, maybe we'll see, because they just recently got over 100,000 subscribers. But it was like pretty recently, because I think he said maybe like 3 or 4 months ago he only had like 10,000, or it was like him trying to get 10,000 or something. It was pretty recently. So he kind of blew up semi-recently. The reason I told you this is that I sort of feel bad about how little that I've done. The reason I looked at how many views that this guy Ian on YouTube made, or a video, sorry. He has over 1,000 videos. Okay, so he has like 1,100 videos, and I only have about 300. And I've just kind of generally felt bad. You know, it's kind of like an extreme first world problem, right? Don't get me wrong. I understand that I'm extremely privileged. Like, from here on out is going to be me kind of, you know, it's all privilege. I know maybe some of you don't agree with that, but like having money, not like I'm rich, but like I have more money than Ian on YouTube. Not from my YouTube channel, but just from my day job. So, you know, that's from here on out, just have that understanding that I'm extremely grateful for what I have, and I try to help other people as much as I possibly can. That's kind of like underlying general qualities that yeah. So, I've been doing my taxes. Yeah, this is your first time. Yeah, that was a good movie, actually. I like that movie a lot, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I've been doing my taxes this year. I do my taxes every year, but this is the first year that I'm going to be filing a Schedule C. I'm not going to really go into that, but before I was claiming all my YouTube income, so like YouTube, what is it called? YouTube monetization? Yeah, whatever. AdSense, basically, from YouTube. AdSense, Amazon affiliate income, PCBWay sponsorship income. Pretty much those three things, and some other things. Those three things I think it's like, you can claim it as like a royalty fee. So it's not like you don't even have a small business. This is like, you just are getting royalties from something that you've created. So that's how I've been treating it up until this year. The reason why this year I want to file a Schedule C is because I would like to reclaim some of the things that I bought. Well, so here's where it gets interesting, okay? Basically what I'm doing is I'm going through every single one of my purchases for the channel, and that line between, if you've ever had to deal with this, the line between, you know, hobby and business is basically it's not a hobby anymore, right? So I'm definitely trying, maybe not super hard, but I'm definitely trying to succeed. So it's no longer like, so that basically I can kind of think this whole year basically is, last year I suppose, has been, you know, trying, I suppose, to succeed. So that's why I want to claim those things on my taxes. So right now I'm going through all of the things and like categorizing them in different buckets. Like this might be a console that I bought that I'm going to use for the channel, or here's some mods or like spare parts or whatever that I bought for the consoles, or retro computer stuff, like all those different things. So I'm kind of I'm using QuickBooks to do that, import my transactions, and kind of going through each one and giving a little message about what each expense was. And the total is extremely shocking. The total amount that I've spent, I'm not complaining, because I consciously made the decision to pay for these things. But I guess my point of bringing all this up is I've got a lot of work to do, right? I now, like, seeing the number and seeing how much I haven't taken advantage of it yet, seeing the amount that I spent, I suppose, and all the things that I have. So like, I have a lot of retro computer stuff that I haven't really done that much content on, which is fair, because there is a little bit of overlap between retro consoles and retro computing stuff, but I feel like retro computing has not yet. There are big channels, like if you look at Lazy Game Reviews, or if you look at Adrian's Digital Basement, like both of those channels are really good, I think, and they make a lot of good retro computing content, but it's not quite as mainstream, or like I feel like the community around retro computers is not the same, or not in a negative way. What I'm trying to say is I think there's a lot of opportunity now for the retro computing scene to really kind of explode. So I'm kind of preempting that. I think that I'm preempting that. That's the reason that I have no problem buying retro computing stuff now when I haven't really done anything with it yet. Try not to look at how much you spend on gaming. Yeah, well, the thing is, if it's different when you want to succeed as a business. Now, I'm not saying that I'm really good at that part, the business part of it, but if that's the goal, right, is to be successful with business, you have to think about it in terms of, you have to calculate, okay, is this thing that I'm about to buy, is this going to be useful for me to make money off of or to make content off of? And, if the answer is no, I have to learn how to say, maybe I don't need that now. But like recently, there's been a lot of cool stuff. And I'm thankful now where people can send me some things, makes it easier on my pockets, makes it more profitable, I suppose, if people send me things to do on the channel. So I'll try to wrap it up because I want to talk about the important thing. I'm feeling a lot of feels, I suppose, about how I can step it up in the future, how I can actually take advantage of the stuff that I bought last year to not see it as like, oh my God, this is overwhelming sense that I'm like in the negatives, right? Like I make probably, let's say it's about $3,000 or $4,000 total for the whole year across all those things that I mentioned earlier. And it's probably not going to be that much different this year. Maybe a little bit different because I'm working with PixelFX, so it might be a little bit more, but not an incredible amount more. So I have to think of it in terms of, I have a lot of work to do now to make use of the things that I bought. So it's hard because I kind of, I'm not going to say that I'm not motivated, but I just have, I'm kind of in this weird quasi-motivated state. So anyways, that's kind of how I'm feeling. I know that was super nebulous. It didn't really have like an end to it because I'm in the middle of feeling these things because I'm actively doing the tax stuff still. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I think one more thing before we move on. One of the things that I struggle with is I wish I had some kind of a person, another like a partner, like somebody who else has gone through the same thing. And just ask. I just want advice. That's all. So it's hard when you try to make an effort and it doesn't always pan out. Tax everything. Yeah. Well, so I am going to, I'm making these categories, and then I'm actually going to sit down with my tax person, and they're going to help me fill out the Schedule C based off of the things that I've categories that I've made in my spreadsheet or my QuickBooks. The problem is the Schedule C form. If you ever Google, if you're curious at all about content creation taxes, just watch a video about someone explaining the Schedule C, and you'll quickly realize that there's like buckets of different expenses, but they're not like some of those buckets are very nebulous. So where each individual thing or category of things goes, I'm not 100% sure on yet. So hopefully when I do my taxes, we're going to figure that out. So yeah, I'm just feeling this squeeze and this pressure to, like I've spent a lot of money, now I got to actually do things with them. I played Prime free games. I have 30% of my Steam library played and only three of about 380 Epic games played. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so I guess what I was trying to say when I mentioned, that person has been making, apparently, according to them, they've been making YouTube videos for like 11 years. Their channel is that old. My channel is old too, but I only started like actively uploading for business or whatever since, right after COVID started. So it's like only been about three something years. So that's kind of been my silver lining that I look to say, okay, don't beat yourself up yet. You're kind of just starting this thing. Although, I suppose there's a lot of people that can like if you go down to the content creation, like, oh, how do you get better at creating content? There's a lot of, not like grind set kind of stuff, right? Like, oh, you just got to work harder or whatever. So there's a lot of that going on. And it's easy to get lost in thinking that way. Like, honestly, that's kind of one of the things that I feel now is like I feel bad when I don't accomplish anything in a day. Or like, oh, I've got a little bit of free time. What should I do? Oh, it's think about the next thing I have to do for content. There's no time really for me to play video games or whatever. Or like, I kind of lost it in January and I played World of Warcraft for a little bit. But maybe I should turn the music back on. Okay, all right. I'm spiraling with this topic. So, anyways, just bear with me, I suppose, going in the future. Trying to think about things to do. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you see any projects, especially open source projects that you want me to cover, please let me know, and I'll try to get there. It'd be cool if like I had some kind of a topic suggestion thing. I'll have to figure that out. Okay. All right, it's time for the important thing quickly, and then we're gonna move back to the GameCube. I'm just gonna say it. The big thing is I'm having another kid, so it's very exciting, and I also understand that after the kid is born, so like we just it's only 2 months along right now, so we've got about 7 months until B-Day, but yeah, so I mean I got a little bit of time before basically it's another thing that I'm going to use it as an excuse in the future is that. So anyways, if you listen to this, just know that I'm doing my best, and it will become harder for me to do anything. Thanks everyone. Home Assistant projects. Home Assistant is actually interesting, and I do have I have some Zigbee things. So this is a Zigbee button that actually controls something? Nothing? Okay, it's frozen right now. Great. Using it on stream. It's supposed to turn my oh, hey, it worked. And then I double click. That doesn't always work. It's kind of sus, but yeah, so alterations, yes, I do have more experience now. And it's been 9 years actually since my son was born. So it's weird. It definitely is weird. But yeah, that's all. Hopefully appreciate your support in the future. Click the like button. Yeah, go ahead. Click the like button. No more streams. So actually, believe it or not, the more that I do them, live streams are I like live streams a lot. More than making videos, I guess. Now that's bad because more people watch my videos, and really what I should do is I should record, or actually I started doing that recently. Record these videos and then edit them. Actually, you know what? Well, I might have messed this up already. Record them and then edit them later, but that's fine. So that people can watch like clips of the VOD. But yeah. Anyways, there it is. All right. You had your third 9, 7, and 7 months. Wow. Okay, so you're about the same. Anyway, so yeah, streaming. I like streaming. Yeah. So, the reason I said that is because basically, if there was a day where I lost my job or I needed to really, I think actually it's kind of my dream job. Really, the more I think about it, the more I think that I would really enjoy it. The moment that I can actually do it, I would stream for like a long time. Like I would full-time stream. I would do it like 8 hours in a day. I think that would be really awesome because I go through so many different types of projects in my like off stream, like in my real life. Like my son is interested in Roblox and he really wants, like I thought, okay, it would be cool to learn how to make a Roblox game. So like learning how to make a Roblox game could be a cool segment on a live stream. So like I wouldn't live stream that the entire day, but I might say, okay, these 2 hours I'm going to just progress coding a little bit on this game and teach, and kind of you guys come along with me. So like, I really have a lot of ideas that I could do for that because I really do think that there's a lot more in my life that I'm doing that other people find interesting that's not retro. So it was a surprise. That's great. It was the opposite, honestly, for us. The first one is a surprise, and this new one was very planned. So very planned. Yeah, I mean that's how it works. But yeah. All right, let's move on to the GameCube. You needed a collab, joined with others such as I mean, the reality there is, I have not had a very, unfortunately, and this I think is kind of mostly my fault. I've not had very good in the past, and not recently. I think my interactions with Bob recently are really good, and actually Bob sent me those NES. I mean, it's just a little thing, but I mean, it makes a big difference when when you're kind of thinking about what to make or what projects to make, and then like a simple one. It wasn't necessarily simple. It took a long time to do, but you know what I'm saying. So he sent me the cables. That's the reason I did that video. Was Bob sent me the NES replacement controller cable thing. So, but I don't have great history. Oh God, did this freeze? Yeah, hey, it's the back of my head. I don't have a great history, I suppose, and that's a story I think for another time. But yeah, that's fine. Things are better now. So yes, I mean, I would love to do that. I would love to make more content with other people, expand. But I really do feel like there's a lot of things that I could do that are not strictly retro. I think a lot of people would enjoy. So, all right, let's go. Let's go. Congrats to kids and too many hobbies. Yes, it's all about achievement balance. Yeah, that's true. All right, what do we got? All right, let's switch to here. And by Voltar's request, or maybe not, tips, I suppose. Oh man, what? This one now too? Really? Hello? Whoa, we're good. I flippin' hate these capture cards, man. We've got some ethanol now. Apparently, this is going to help us with cleaning the schmutz, the scuff up here. So let's get started with that, I think. And I'm actually curious if the ethanol would help me to dissolve the grossness. Obviously, I think I need a new toothbrush thing for my. I think it's time for a new toothbrush. I never got a new toothbrush. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get one just for ha-has. Where would that be? Here we go. Well, I want a flattish one. Thanks for all the congrats, though, people. It doesn't make me feel good. I mean, I'm just, I'm glad that it's out in the open now, I suppose. This one, maybe, I guess. Here we go. Whatever, I'll buy another toothbrush for myself. All right, got a new toothbrush. This is a monumental moment. All right, toothbrushy. It won't hit all of your usual people if the Tamiya drill router build is any test case. Yes, Gunpla streaming would be cool too. And like I said, I would love to do it. Like I'm gonna stream all day or whatever, like for 8 hours and have different segments. I think that'd be really cool. And that would 100% be one of them because it's very. I did not ever do. I just did the Tamiya tools. That's it. So. All right. Share the toothbrush with the bathroom. Yep. This is my bathroom and / workbench one. That's funny. The schmutz. Yes. Hey, Wildling Pixels. How's it going? Okay. All right. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really have a vessel to put. What would be a good way to use this ethanol? You know what? I have another one of those squirt bottle things. Right. So I use this little squirt bottle for my liquid flux. Do I have a second to grab another one of those? You know what? Okay, fine, whatever. I'm just gonna use it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch to the microscope now too, because I think right after that we're gonna have to do some. We're gonna have to do some more soldering. So let's just get this thing set up. Of course, this piece of garbage isn't gonna work either, is it? Hello? Yay! All right, we got light. Here we go. All right, that's what we're looking at right now. Is this last stream? We removed the digital port on this poor GameCube without its consent. This week we're gonna. Oh, look at that! I mean, hey, I think that's pretty good compared to alcohol. I don't know if I'm supposed to. Am I supposed to like immediately clean this off or something? I've never used this to clean this, so this might be a terrible idea. It seems to be doing the right job compared to the just straight alcohol. So this is just ethanol, 95% ethanol, hand sanitizer grade, whatever that means. Okay. I mean, it's taking a little bit, you know, taking some time, but and now you can actually see if I zoom in. I did take some of the. It did sort of, not damage, but I mean, I'm assuming this is all like ground plane here. But if you look here, I kind of, you know, that's the bare FR4 material, I think. It removed that copper layer. So I think what we need to do is test for continuity to make sure we didn't short any of these pins. Or maybe not, maybe we just YOLO it. Actually, the other thing I wanted to do is clean the other side. Will lead fumes kill me? I love the smell. You're smelling the flux, actually. I don't think lead really has a smell. Yeah, so you like the flux smell, which is also toxic. I think it's a carcinogen. That's why people use the fume extractors. Okay, what I wanted to do actually was flip the board over and clean up the extra solder here, because it kind of, when we took the connector off, where is the connector? When we took the connector off, I kind of used a lot of solder, and so it kind of came on the other side here. So let's get my thing going here. YOLOing is not wise. I don't know what you want me to do. It's content in the end, I guess. Okay, got my thing here. Solder braid. So let's do one of these. I mean, I'm not going to try to get all the solder out of here, but and nothing is going on this side anyways, so it's not really like we have to make sure that it's flat or anything. But yeah. Okay, I think we can just clean this side with IPA. I don't think we need to use the but I guess we probably need another bottle for the ethanol. All right, so that's pretty good. I mean, I obviously I care that I do not want to destroy a console needlessly. You know, if your argument is you don't want to see people ruining consoles, like, I agree and I'm there for you 1,000%. Like, I don't want needless destruction of consoles. Okay. All right, so this is actually the side that we're going to be soldering to. But before we do that, I think that we're good here. Well, all right, you know what? It's fair that we should probably check it for continuity to see if we shorted things that shouldn't be shorted. Although I don't know how I would check that. I don't really have a pinout for that. I could probably find one. Ow! Oh, I just poked myself with a pokey probe. That hurt. Okay, I need to pin out of this thing. This thing. Okay. So this is the analog port, and actually we have to make sure that we're the right way around. GameCube, no, this is the digital port. Digital port, pin out. No, I want the actual PCB. Okay, so I'm searching in Google for a pinout here for the digital connector. I basically just want to make sure that there's that obviously that the ground is where the ground should be. The high-speed port. Does it mean the digital port? Does that look like the digital port? Maybe on the other side. Is this a trim? This is a trim. Huh. Okay. No, that's the analog port. Okay, well, that's not helpful. I could probably figure it out just by looking at it with the microscope. That's the pinouts of this analog to digital chip. Are you Googling trim? No, I'm looking for the pinouts of the digital connector so that I can check for continuity. I think that I could just look at it and figure it out. Let's see. It's kind of difficult because these look how big these traces are. It's kind of crazy. So like, hold on, let's, it still looks disgusting, even with the ethanol. Maybe we dissolved some of the solder mask or something. Okay, but I mean, like, look at how crazy it is, huh? Like, there's this part. Here is a better example. So, like, right here. This pad right here, see that pad? It kind of goes off over here, and then look at the thin trace down here. In between these two traces here. So, like, it's huge here, and then, I guess, which is good, because I think you probably want more meat, more, copper right here, so that, like, basically you're not going to rip the trace from the via. So I think what we should just do is just check every single one of these to ground. And so what is this, a ground? I think this one down here, look how the gunk, I think this one here is ground because that's connected to the shield. So we can actually tell that, or see that, right? So the edge of the PCB, the golden edge here, this is ground, should be ground. So like one there, and then we could test that theory. I have to take my headphones off here so I can actually hear, and hopefully you guys can hear still too. Okay. So like, if I check here. Sorry, one of my probes is up on the ground part. Yep, that's definitely ground. So basically, now I just want to make sure that every single one of these pins. Well, that seems like it's connected directly to the ground up here. This one is ground, but I think it is, see how it goes straight up? So I think that's the ground. And here's another one. I know it might be hard for you guys to see this, what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to make sure that the pins that I can see, oh, this, I think this must be ground too. So that's probably fine, because it's going up. That's not, this should be ground. Is that supposed to be ground? It could also be making connection at the underside too, right? So what I'm trying to do is make sure that we're not shorting and gonna ruin the console because we're gonna power this thing up without the digital port, right? So you really don't wanna, that looks like ground. That looks like ground. This over here is ground. So this is the only questionable one right here. It's pretty much dead in the middle of these two grounds. So if I flip the board over, I wonder if we're connected on the bottom. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, see? The shielding here is connected to this one on the underneath. So that's supposed to be grounded. Okay, I'm confident, I think, that we're not causing any shorts. I have an image of the pinout from the socket. Oh, okay, you can send hell there if you want to, but I think I'm okay. I think that I'm satisfied with that we're not gonna, we didn't ruin anything. Well, I mean, it's possible that we ripped some traces, sure, but I don't think we're gonna ruin anything by powering this console back on again with the HDMI port part. Okay, so we're gonna move on now. It only took us 40 minutes of yapping and doing that to get back to here. Okay, so what do we do next? Let me get, yeah, no, this should work. This works on every console, every variant of the GameCube. Only one that is sus is that one where the annular ring is only a half annular ring, really? Dang. Well, anyways, I think we're fine. All right, so we rotate and we look up here somewhere. Or no, we got to look down here still somewhere. Let's find that picture. Actually, who was the one that did it? Lootwig did it last time, but somebody new has done the GameCube model. Let's see. Who was the one that talked about it recently? iMod Systems. Okay, so they have actually clear photo, a clear photo. Maybe they have a bunch of. Actually, they have a bunch of photos. So iMod Systems on X posted this, a lot higher resolution and clear photo of the install. I still don't know if Dan is working on the. I'm sure he is working on the thing, but I have not heard. Like, it's been another week and I haven't really heard anything. So this is what we've got to do now, this part. So I'm going to keep this up on the screen, but I'm going to switch to the microscope, and we're going to do that here. So basically, here from this chip here, we have to do like a 90, and the this part here is going to solder there. So let's add some fresh solder back to this. Let me turn this light down actually a bit, so you guys can see what I'm doing better. Okay, let's add that solder. I think that we're close, or at the very least, we should be able to test this system tonight, regardless of whether or not I actually get it all reassembled. So we're going to see about that. That's the goal, is to get it reassembled, but you know. Man, that really took a lot of heat to heat up. Okay, let's get some flux in there. I don't really have to be that concerned with lining it up because the next little part is sort of separate. And I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Oh God, this is gonna be hard, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna turn my iron up to 380. Okay. Yapaholics. Yeah. Hey, Samtron. You'd hope it would work for 100%. I said this last time, and hopefully installers that are doing this for people need to make it clear to people that, you know, obviously this is probably not the preferred way in 2025. Like, actually, hold on, remind me in a second to talk about something. Blue Shell, oh, I might have to turn it up even higher. Blue Shell, the person that made that 3D print, the 3D print that replaces this thing, the GameCube backplate thing, they've actually redesigned the spot where you normally put the mini HDMI. I believe that you'll be able to put the full-size HDMI port in an updated version. So that's the way to go. I mean, don't do what I'm doing, please. I mean, at this point, I didn't say this last week because that part wasn't made yet. But now that that thing exists, don't do this. Don't rip the ports off, or don't, you know, desolder the ports. I'm doing this because I want to. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now this last little bit here is gonna get soldered to, it's like the second one up. So not the first pin here on the analog port, but the second one on the left side. Yep, I can put it back to 350 now. Oh yeah, actually, oof. I made a mistake. Damn. Actually, CO reminded me. I need to. Okay. I made a mistake here. Let me. I gotta remove that. Hopefully, I don't ruin it. That's fine. I mean, this is a big part, but let's wait for it to heat up. I do have to reposition that one piece. So I really am no farther than I was last time. If you look up here, right? So I accidentally lost this middle piece here, and according to XTrems, I think all three of these are something to do with ESD protection, like they're I don't know, they're resistors or something to do with ESD protection. So the fact that I'm missing this just means that I think that some of these lines don't have that protection. But the problem is, I think this is fine to not have this piece here. The problem is this piece got shifted over one, and I don't know if that's going to cause a short or anything here. So we need to heat this up. So this is going to be really terrible, actually. I need to heat that piece up, and I'm glad that CO said something. I mean, he didn't really say that. I just kind of remembered that I had to do that, but otherwise we would have tried to finish and boot it or power it on, and there might have been a problem. So, sorry, bear with me. Oops, hit the wrong button. Don't have to reposition that piece? Oh, okay. You think it's fine then? Oh, it's for EMI, okay. Got it. The diode arrays. Where are the diode arrays? Up here, these guys? So you actually think this is fine to leave like that? Just trying to see if there's any other parts that I lost. You think it's fine for me to just leave that as is? Maybe we can really zoom in on it and see if there's anything bridged or whatever, if you want to. What do you think, Extrems? Do you think I should move this back over here? like the one, move the one over? Is it worth it? Or just leave it as is? Just remove all of them. Okay, well that's an interesting third option. Okay, well we're gonna try that, I guess. The problem is this is extremely close to the flex cable. You've done enough damage already. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. I'm pretty sure that XGEMS is hate watches all my GameCube streams for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, Red Panda, I think you're probably right, but you know, there's a reason. Yeah, people probably shouldn't do this. I'm gonna just remove both of these. Samtron. It's one of those days. All right, the other thing I think I'm gonna do is I have a smaller nozzle for my hot air station. Maybe that will help me a little bit. So before I was using this big honker. This it's pretty big. I mean, you can see through it. It's a big piece. So I was using that before, and now I have a smaller one. So that might help me too. Just use the iron to remove them. Oh, I guess I could do that, like bridge all the pieces and then just... Okay, well, I guess I can try that first. Sure, why not? I probably should switch to knife edge tip then, if I'm gonna do that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's fine. This is just kind of an experiment. Okay. This is sort of sus. How am I going to get to those other ones? I mean, I just care about this one. I don't need to remove that one over there. Oh, hey, see you later. That was probably the safer way to do it anyways. I probably would have messed it all up if I used hot air. Okay. All right, that's fine. I'm not gonna touch this guy over here. I'll just clean it up, and we'll move on. All right. She gone. All right, let's clean up here. Cleaning up crud. Cleaning up crud. Cleaning up crud. Using my finger to clean up crud. Ooh, this is kind of sus up here, isn't it? I think it's fine, but what the heck happened? That looks weird, doesn't it? Oh, you guys can't barely probably see that, but this piece has like a puddle, solder puddle. Isn't that weird? This thing? Oh yeah, ugh. It wasn't solder, it was goop. Gross. Okay, this was just gunk. It wasn't really solder. All right, sweet. All right, I think we're good now. Let's take the Captain tape off. Redo that, okay. All right, where were we? Zoom out a little bit. Okay. Sweet. All right, we're on 380. Okay, position our thing. Find our liquid flux, which is gone. Oh, it's here. Okay. 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 I don't like that joint, but I think I'm going to leave it just to try to move on here. So now we're going to this. Let me switch to my normal knife edge tip. And as CEO suggested, turn the heat down. Oh, I still see 3 more little wires that we might have to solder to, so there might be more soldering, we'll see. So I think it's this pin here. Oh, sorry, my trying to manage the light level here. This guy right here. Okay. Let's get some more of that on there. Okay, then we grab that sucker. Ah, maybe it's easier from the other side. Grab that guy. Okay. Okay, sick. Oh, I didn't do it. Okay, cool. All right, good. Good enough. It's on there. Man, it really is hard to see that. Let's see. There we go. So it's on that second one there. All right. Sweet. I guess I can clean up a little better. I think that's all for the soldering. I'm not really sure, actually. $1440p. Is it? Yeah. This is a RetroGEM shiny edition. So yes, this is the 1440p one. There is a version that is not. So the basic gem is just the direct output, basically, or I think it might be what 720 or no 480 on the GameCube. Okay, I think that's good enough. We got to move on to the next part. Okay, so I see like 4, 5 actually 5 pads here. I wonder what we have to do with that. What GameCube games that I plan to check out first? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. To test tonight, I probably will just use Double Dash. I don't even think, I hope I can actually finish it tonight. But yeah, I'm not sure what I would play. What's the cost of this mod? This mod, the shiny version, I don't think there's an actual, it's not for sale yet, so I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be more expensive than the other versions. But let's see, the PS2 Fat was I think that's kind of a comparable one. The Shiny Edition, which is basically if you don't want to use it with another upscaler, I think it's fine. The Shiny Edition is $190, or at least the PS2 one is. So I can assume it's probably going to be similar. But if you don't want the shiny one, which is basically just the basic 480p output, but good for going into a scaler, it's $120. And I think it's going to stay the same with GameCube versus like the PS2 or the other ones. So don't quote me on that though yet. I don't know if they have any ideas about price. Double Dash. Okay. We got to move on to checking out the photos from iMod. Okay, that's the same, that's the same, that's the same. Okay, so now I think what we have to do is switch gears. So let's get this out of the way for a second. And we've got to bring in this little guy. We got to mount, I think we have to mount the gem now. So there's this little bracer thing that we have to do some DIY, and these are like little metal screw bosses. We have to sort of assemble it. I do not think that you're going to have to do that if you buy a kit. I really don't know if that's the case, but I hope that these will come to you pre-soldered, but you know, it might be easy enough just to solder these in there. So let's start with this one. The problem is going to be trying to keep the screw thing level with the PCB. Sorry, there's a glare. Let's see if I can fix that. All right, let's just send it. I'm going to crank up the heat, right? So this is a pretty large via. The little screw things are kind of heat sinks. So I don't know if I want to introduce flux ahead of time. Maybe I should. So let's get some liquid flux a little bit. Okay. So, you know, I would agree that some people might think that 120 is probably a lot for just a basic digital output, but oh gosh, really? What the heck? You have to think that you're getting, you know, connectivity with the morph. What the hell? I don't know what I should do with this. Should I like pre-solder it? That might suck. Well, we'll try one. Oh, that kind of... So I added some solder to that part. This is kind of hard to do. I wonder if hot air would be easier for this part. Ah! You know what I need to do? I need to add a lot more solder here, I think. I almost lost that thing. Yeet. Okay, I'm trying really hard not to lose this piece. Oh, okay, wait. It's kind of in there, so let's see. Can I hold this down? There we go. Oh God, it's ugly as hell. Okay. Okay, I think that's fine. Just looking at it. I mean, all you're really doing is kind of like welding it on there. So I think that's fine. So let's do the other one. That's probably the way to go, is to add a little bit of this. Like that. Get some flux in it. Grab our piece. And then like preheat it. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Cool. Ah! I didn't wait long enough. Shit. Didn't lose it. This is awful. Hot air is probably the way to go here. Not going to lie. You know what? Forget it. I'm doing that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just try it again. Oh, hot plate. Damn it. Why did I not think of that? What the hell? Let's see. Where's my hot plate power supply? I don't really want to go find that. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, hot plate would probably be the better tool than just an iron for this. Okay, I think we got it. Sheesh! All right, really all this is doing is holding down the mod. It's not doing anything beside that. Okay, so that's a little hot. So let's put that over there, and let's get our motherboard back. Yeah, I have my hot plate. I just, yeah. All right, so let's look at the... Here is the picture. So it's going to go... something like this. Okay, so let's look at that under the microscope. Which one did you get, Samtron? I like my, what you call it, MPH or whatever that's called? MHP, MPH, whatever that brand is. MHP 50 is mine. They're pretty cool. All right, so I guess I'll probably just pre-tin all of these spots. I don't even really know if I have to do that. I guess I should. Okay, let's add some solder here on the A, whatever the A is. The B could just be a ground pad or something. Oops, I hope that didn't. Yeah, I think that all this is just a fixture. I don't think this is really adding a signal or anything, is it? Could be. What the hell? Okay. Then up here, on this component up here, okay. Now we can do one of these. I don't know, maybe pre-tinning these is a bad idea. Okay. All right, let's try to get this one first here. This is gonna be hard. Okay, I'm not gonna play with that too much. That looks fine. And the alignment here is probably fine enough. Yeah, that's fine. And then this guy here. Yeah, should be good. Sweet. Okay, cool. That's that. Now I think, is this not all the soldering we need to do? I guess I'm unsure what this does now. I guess maybe these don't do anything. These test points here, these points here. I don't see them soldered to anything in iMod Systems picture. So I'm gonna leave them, I guess. And okay, so now actually we need to, excuse me, I need to consult the pictures that Lootwig sent me. So let me pull those up because they showed the here it is. Ah, clicked the wrong button. Here we go. Okay, so we've got to solder C, D, E, H, and J on the gem board. So let's put the motherboard aside. Let me grab the actual gem board. The standoffs will come pre-soldered? Okay. That's good. Hopefully. Okay, so this here. Okay, we need to solder, what did I say? C, D, and E up here. Oh, this light is bright. I need a circular polarizer someday for these lights. Okay. Uh-oh. There we go. Cool. Then down here, we need H and J. The other thing I need to not forget to do is to route the antenna. Okay. Okay, so I think that we can connect this now, right? So this is the FFC for the flex cable that we just soldered. Then we need to use some kind of an extension on this end. I believe it's this. Because the other side is what? Oh, this is the other. I think this is all going to be included in the kit. The other piece that is included is the mini HDMI port for the outside, if you want to do that. So you can choose to do either one. And as far as I know, they're both included with the kit. So here's this. It's a little extension. All right, so if we really get it in there. Okay, so it's plugged in all the way. Then on the other side is actually a flex cable. But we'll deal with that in a minute, I think. Actually, can we access this? Oh, we should be able to access this once it's screwed in. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so let's grab this. You know what? I think we're fine to go back to this. Okay. I've heard that the screws that were included with my kit are actually too long and need to be cut. So actually maybe what I should do is I should find shorter screws that fit the threads. And I'm not sure what threads these are, maybe M2. Because basically the next step is to screw this on down here like this into those two screw holes. But I guess the first thing that we should do is probably connect this. How in the heck am I going to do this? Let's go back to iMod. How do they do this? I believe it gets flipped over. Hey Artemis, how you doing? I think what I've got to do is like this. Do these go in? Okay, so when this is face down like this, theirs is flipped over like that, and then it comes back like this, which I think that means that the gold pin side is face up here. No. Goes like this, and then it gets flipped. Actually, that's gold side down. Okay. So I gotta do this. So the black side is facing up. And just, is that lined up right? The backer always faces up, got it. There we go. So there, I think this black part is what they're talking about. So the black is always up. So now when we go ahead and put this down, it'll be like this, and it'll sit. This part kind of sticks out a little bit there. So now it's just a matter of me finding the right screws that fit in the hole. I think I might have some, but we're gonna look. I think then we're close to testing, because all that we have to do next is connect the HDMI mod port. So the full size HDMI here is gonna, so I have this other little packet. There's the antenna, which I definitely have to connect before I start connecting things back up, but here's the flex cable, so let's do that in a second. But what am I looking for? I'm looking for screws that are like that. So let's see, my bucket of screws. Okay, let's see, machine screws, M3. I think these are M2 probably. M2. Okay, I have some hex head ones. Whoops. Are these the same? I guess they are. We're gonna find out, huh? Careful with the card once the flex cable's installed. Yeah, this, you mean, yeah, I'm trying not to. Next stop is to secure it, so I'm working on it. So let's put this here. I've got to make sure that the screws that I find are not too long. I think these are the shortest what I have, which are what? 4 mil. I don't know if these are 2 mil. No, they look like 1.5 mil. Damn it. All right, so what the hell am I gonna do? I can probably. Do I have my? I probably could just chop him off, to be honest. I don't have any bolts, unfortunately. Like if I had a nut, a nut. Is this autofocus is not working? I hate autofocus. Oh, it wasn't on. Dang. Best way to get more views. Yeah, I agree, Vincent. I need to get better at actually recording everything. I guess I'm just gonna send it and see if I can mess these threads up. Although, you know, somebody's gonna scream at the screen. I'm just gonna cut. I don't think we really need that much thread, so I'm gonna cut the bolt in half, I guess. Okay, that was pretty easy to cut. Okay, so let's just see if it still threads in. Okay, I mean it does. That might even be too long still. Because the thickness of this board is really not that much. A millimeter maybe? 1.2 maybe, 1.3. So I'm gonna go a little more. Okay. Okay, so that's one. Guess I should use it, and then we'll know for too long or what, or too short, I guess is what I should be more afraid of. Let's see, where's my bits? Do I have screws from a different gem board? I might. Okay, I mean, I think that's fine. We're good. Okay, just gotta cut the other one. So that's like probably equivalent of like M3 or M4, or sorry, like 3, maybe 3 millimeter, maybe like 3.5. The length of the bolt, I mean. So like, oh, maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's like 2. So this is an M4 bolt, and I'm cutting it shorter than that. So maybe like, I don't know. You guys can just, you won't have to do this. You will not have to do this. I should reiterate. I think that the screws are going to be better in an actual kit. So I should have said that earlier, but. Okay, cool. Make good progress. Okay. Cool, I mean, it's pretty on there. I like it. All right, now, let's attach this flex cable, and I think this also should be what, blue side down? Yeah, I know what you mean, Vincent. It's hard for me to. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, cool. Now I don't exactly know how this gets routed around this, but it does. Guess we don't really have to go very far. We're just going over here. I think. Okay, so, oh, you know what? Dang. I forgot to plug the antenna in. Let's see if I can do this without exploding it. Okay. Let's be careful here. Flip that over. Okay, so the antenna needs to be sticking out the same direction that the flex cable is going. The the white flex cable. Okay, there we go. So now that's gonna go over there. Yep, you're right, Zio. Okay. Working on it. Actually, I gotta think which. So iMod made their antenna go on the inside of the screw post here. Okay. I was probably kind of a dick to extrems. I shouldn't have said that. I appreciate all of his knowledge. That's, you know. But, you know, there is such a, you know, it's interesting is like in other stream, like if you do watch live streaming, and I think we can also add this little blue pad here too. In other live streaming kind of ideas are like just chatting or like other, I don't know, like game streamers. Like they engage with you know, it's good content for somebody like, you know, talking about hate watchers or talking about, you know, reacting to things, right? So that's like, that's like a good thing almost sometimes. Okay, I think that we're good, and we have to start reassembling everything. I don't exactly know how this gets routed out of here, to be honest. Is there a picture of it kind of? Is this? Doesn't really tell me. Oh, I guess it tells me that the antenna kind of goes that way. Oops. But I don't have a good idea of how the things are routed underneath here. Yeah, so flip drive. All right, let's just wing it, I guess. What do we need? We need the bottom of the shell, bottom of the case, which is here. I don't know. Do I need to cut anything? I'm not sure. If I need to cut anything, then well, rip. But we're gonna see. I hope we don't have to cut anything. So let's go back to the overhead. Just check functionality first. Okay. I'm just trying to think, how can I do that? I'm also my metal shield here looks kind of bent. So I'm just kind of straightening things out. Okay, I think I could put this on here. Oh, actually, you know what? Ludwig told me to remove a screw. Oh, do I need to cut a part of the shell? Sorry, not the shell, yeah, the top RF shielding here. Might need to cut that too, so maybe we'll have to do that. Somewhere I was told that there's another screw. Here it is. This screw here at the bottom. So for me, that's get my screwdriver. This feels over-engineered compared to the Pluto. I think it's this one. Oh, I see more things cut out. of Dan's. Actually, I think we're not going to be able to finish this now. I guess this just goes... This needs to go here. Okay, so I see the gem kind of interferes with that. I guess, does this need to be? Oh, this is the fan. Do we need to have this plugged in? Or can I just test this part? Don't really know. Let's see, where's the back? Where's the plug? Oh, the plug is on in the top piece, isn't it? Oops, didn't mean to drop that. Where's the outlet? This is the back. Ugh, I hate this song. This is the power supply. Okay, so we do need it. Okay, so I'm just trying to think, how did they do this? I see a picture of this cut here. Okay, something like that, something like this. Maybe it's cut so that this antenna can come out better, or am I supposed to thread it through there from the beginning? That'd be terrible if you have to. Oh, I guess I could do that. Just kind of connect it as a big mass. Just to test the output. I guess I could try that. And then what do I need from the top part? Do I need the disk drive? I guess I do, huh? Okay. Let's look at some more photos. Oh, I see. That gets cut from both pieces. Or no, I see. Never mind. It's not the top shell that gets cut. It's the bottom shell. The top shell comes on like this. That's the front, yep. Top comes on like this. And so this gap here is what you're cutting. The bottom piece, I suppose. Guess that's one for the antenna to come through, but also for the flex cable, probably? Geez, I really wish I had the instructions for this thing. But, you know, it's my bad for not doing it after it was released, so. So I think I have to take this part off, and then I'm going to cut it. Okay, let's do it. I think I've got to do that for it to go back together. Well, I mean, I guess I could also just what? Just take the PCB and just do the PCB. just for tonight, just to test it. Oh, actually, can I? You know what I should have done while it was together like that? Where's my permanent marker? Okay. I'm not going to actually cut it now. I'm just doing that. I'm marking it now so that I can know later that that's where I've got to cut. Okay, so that piece. And I'm assuming you probably cut it right to this. There's like a lip. I don't know if you have to cut all the way down to the bottom here, but you probably have to at least, like, I don't know if you have to do this whole part. Might make sense. This whole part down here. Right, so take the whole chunk out. So, but I'll do that another time. All right, so what do I have to do? I have to extract the PCB. All right. Let's put this. Ow! Okay. Okay. Need a little small screwdriver. Oh. Put the fan, power button, and the controller part to test. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I really don't care if the disk drive is in, right? Will the console still boot without the disk drive? Obviously it'll throw an error, but I guess I don't care that much. I just want to see if video works, right? Well, I care. I mean, obviously I want to test it out, but for the purposes of this live stream, so let's find the power board. So here's the front controller PCB. We're gonna need that. Where is the fan? So I need the fan, power button combo thing. Here's the front ports. Where's that? Where's our little guy here? Okay, so this goes on like this. Right? This is the side that has the power supply, right? Yep. I'm not, I don't know if any of these components are energized, so I'm really trying not to like touch them. Okay, so that part's fine. And for now, this little guy can just come out the side. It may not throw an error. Oh, okay. All right, well, if it could black screen, so that's a possibility that I'll have to go further, but for now I can always so this is the power plug part, right? So this gets plugged in here. Okay, so this will be off to the side. Actually, while I'm at it, I can always do this, right? Plug the other side of this cable. Ah. Ugh, this is miserable. Where are my tiny... Oh, you know what? This is fine. Okay. I think we got the flex cable connected to the HDMI port, so that's good. So we'll be able to plug that in. I don't think there's anything that's gonna short on the power supply. I probably should. I need something to lift up, maybe this Captain tape. Lift up the PCB on that side so that it's not causing strain on the power supply on this side. Okay, so that's that. So this is where I'm gonna plug my thing in. Let me get the controller PCB. This goes like that. Because the console's technically flipped over right now, isn't it? Yeah, okay, cool. So that's the controllers. I guess I'm just gonna test it like this, right? Drum roll, yeah, right, it's gonna explode or some shit. All right, let's get, I have an HDMI cable from my Morph. Plug that in to, yeah. And I gotta make sure not to like drag that around or anything. Okay, all right, so that's that. Guess I don't really need controllers yet, but I do need a power supply or an AC adapter. Let's see, where's my AC adapter? Oh, I can use the GameCube. What is it called? Revo, or no, the Volt. Where's my cables? There's my cables. Okay. GameCube cable. Would it be better to have the flippy drive plugged in? All right. Reflex. Okay, so here's the reflex. Let's plug it in over yonder. Oh. All right, and I can plug it in over here under my table, my desk. All right. All right, now we switch to Capture One and try it, right? Oh God, this is terrifying. Don't plug it in, don't plug the drive in. Okay. All right, let's try it. Okay, console powered on. No video. I suppose I could probably turn it over to see if there's lights on the jam board. Plug a controller in. Okay, I guess. Okay, I've got my GameCube controller in. GameCube doesn't turn on that drive. Okay, I think we're gonna have to plug the drive in. All right, how jank is this gonna be? Am I gonna get lasered in the face? It does turn on. Okay, so what do you think, Xtrems? What should I try next? I'm getting no video, so let me. It's been off, but let me turn it back on again. Put the flippy drive in. The problem is with it, how I have it. It's actually I cannot see the gem LEDs. All right, let me unplug this. Unplug the power. This is already a bad sign. Okay. All right, I'm attempting to flip the whole thing over. Gonna try to unplug as many things as I can. Okay. You know what? I can't see that anyways because I can't see the LEDs anyways because they're upside down. I don't know which side actually the gem LEDs are. I guess I can look. Okay, let's try it again. Now, you know, I would think that the gem, if it was installed and working, it would still output black signal, a black screen. So like I'm not getting any sync, no video at all. So, all right, it's flipped over now. I'm gonna see if I can look for any LEDs or any signs of life from the gem. Right. Okay, I see a red. Oh, what the hell? What? What? Okay. Okay, just the nature of flipping it over made it work. Huh. That is a good a solid follow-up CO to check if the Wi-Fi is connecting. But I think it worked. I wonder if it was just a... Honestly, I don't know. And I'm going to turn it off now, but it booted. Let me just try it one more time to see if it was a fluke. I have this red light. It's blinky, blinky. Nope, solid. Hey, it works pretty quickly. All right. Damn, okay, I guess we can start reassembling everything. Oh wait, I can't because I have to case cut that piece. Dang it. So I know this feels like a super incomplete finish. Let's talk about the final steps. And this part I'm not 100% sure, actually. So I might leave it semi-disassembled because I don't know the proper way. We'll talk about this for a second. I don't 100% know the proper way for everything to go back together, right? So like, it's off now, by the way. Or at least turned off, powered off, not unplugged. All right, sweet. Check the OSD. Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, I suppose we can check the OSD for health, those little hearts, right? That alone should work. And I wonder what the OSD thing is. Yep, let's do that. Ooh, you know what? I also might not have had the HDMI port or cable plugged in all the way. So I wonder if that was the issue. All right, let's plug the controller in. And does anyone know what we're gonna have to find out what the OSD combination is. What are the other ones usually? Okay, so the N64 digital one is left trigger, D-pad right, C-pad right. So I'm assuming it's probably the same thing, right? It's gotta be. Okay, let's go back to capture one. Let's try it. Okay, we got left trigger, right D-pad, right C-stick. Left trigger, left trigger, right trigger. Oh, okay. That was left trigger, right on the D-pad, and X. Okay, got it. Okay, let's go, what, system? And debug self-test. Hey, look at that. Sweet. All right, nice. I think we're good. I'm just looking at all these different things. Sometimes these are different, right? I mean, obviously, hot plug detect. some of these things are obviously different for the different consoles, different signals, right, that they're looking for. I'm just trying to think, is there an audio one? Don't know. All right, I like it. I'm turning it off for now. It is alive. Be careful. I know. I already. Yeah, I'm less worried about the gold one because the one I hand soldered, because that one seems, that one's tucked away in here. But you're right. I mean, there could potentially be damage here if I ruin it. So, I'm trying very carefully to not spin it around. Okay, I'm probably just gonna yap a little bit about what's left to do, because I'm not going to do it on this stream. I need to cut the case. To be honest, I mean, the hardest part of this mod is what was that stupid port. I mean, obviously, if you know better ways of doing the port, if that's what you want to do, right? If you intend to remove a port like I did, so that you can fit the full-size HDMI in place of the digital, again, I don't recommend that. I recommend waiting, either buying, I think Blue Shell is probably going to sell them themselves, but waiting to get the 3D print one that has the full-size HDMI and just do that, because that's the best of everything, right? So you still get to use your digital port and your analog port, and now you have a full-size HDMI. That's what I recommend. Don't do what I did. But if you want to, I guess if you're crazy like I am, that is when I don't know if you really can. I mean, I'm sure you can try and really mangle the vias. But I don't know. I don't know if you really can do that much. Oh, okay. You could do a lot of damage, I'm sure, but I didn't, I guess, and I really sucked at it. So yeah, I don't know what that tells you. But that was the hardest part for me, was that port. But now it's going to be, what's next? Next steps, obviously, before putting everything back together, we need to cut where is the shell? The right shell. This part, which was the top of the bottom of the GameCube. I think I've got to cut this piece, and I'm going to probably use my Dremel to do that. So I'll cut, the top piece here and this little side piece. And then what I have to figure out is, the internal routing of these pieces, right? Like, where does this flex cable go on the inside to route it correctly when you have the port on the top? Like, does it might do this. Does it go like under itself here? I don't know. Probably sneak the cable in like that. Like under itself, kind of. That's probably what I suggest. So like this is where, this piece obviously is gonna be, and I don't wanna get too close to the power supply, but this piece is gonna be over here. So if you miss this hole, you'll have a gap basically where you can shove both the antenna and this flex cable in without too much fuss. And then the other side, when you flip that, and obviously this flex cable is like determined to be in front of this. This is the serial bus thing, right? That pokes to the bottom. I think that's where you connect. It says high speed port. What connects into that normally? Oh, is this for the Game Boy player? Maybe it's the Game Boy player thing. So yeah, you have to kind of do a little bit of origami. Probably like a fold and then another fold or something like that is probably what I recommend, so that it's not. Yeah, you don't want to insert that in there because you're gonna have a bad time. So thanks, Wobbly Pixels. So yeah, that's where I'm probably gonna leave it tonight. I know that's a bummer for you guys. I don't have well, you know what? Do I have? Let's see. What do I have down here? Do I have my thing? Is this the thing? Oh, I found where my squeezy bottles are for that ethanol. Nope, not there. Not there. Yeah, it's possible that it's upstairs in my office still, which is a bummer, but that's all right. So yeah, I'm just gonna use my Dremel probably. I guess you probably could use tin snips if you have like some nice metal shears or something. You probably could cut them with the shears and then bend. If you just like bend the, like let's say you cut a line here with some shears and over here with some shears, then you just take some big pliers or whatever and you just kind of wiggle it back and forth and it'll pop right off. So that's pretty much it. I don't have my Dremel down here. Yay, I'm excited that it worked. All right, well, before, oh, what am I doing? Before I quit, I will, let's talk about what I want to do next, what we're going to do next. So, I've ordered things for the Sega Neptune. Okay, so that's my next big project that I'm going to be working on. I'm not 100% sure if I have a compatible compatible Genesis. I think so. It's a Model 2, but I don't know what variant. So I need to open it and actually see what version that I have, motherboard version, because I think that dictates a little bit of how it gets, like the passives that you use when you build it. And I have a 32X, and I think all versions of the 32X are supported. So I have everything, I think. And I just ordered the PCB for PCBWay, and I ordered all the BOM, which is great. There's a lot of pieces, so it's going to take me more than one stream, and I'll probably do a lot of the bulk soldering stuff off stream. So you'll probably have like a stream of me just soldering for as long as I can. But then the following stream, it should be everything is soldered, and then we need, well, actually, there's something interesting about the Neptune, and I'm talking about Kosam's Neptune, by the way, not the other project. VA 0 to VA 1.8 is the most common Model 2. It's harder not to have a correct one. Okay, well that makes me feel a little better. So I have one that I bought on eBay. So hopefully I have one that works with it. But what's cool about this somewhere, okay, so there's a lot of good info here, right? So use this Mars Checker utility to make sure that all the parts on the original hardware is good. It's interesting how the Mega EverDrive, I don't know, I'm not sure about that. But here, order of operations is interesting. So this is on the actual project GitHub page. It has you building the PCB in steps, right? So the first step is build the power circuit and make sure it outputs 5 volts. Then add the 3-volt regulator and make sure the 3-volt regulator outputs 3.3 volts. And so there's some switchless mod, yada yada. So there's basically these steps, which I think is kind of cool. And it actually reminds me of the Pocket Color, the Game Boy Pocket Color, because that is, well, actually we kind of YOLO'd the power circuit, that little add-on board thing. But that one is kind of like, okay, do the, test the power board, whatever, first, and then kind of make your way through. So there is also some kind of a 32X bypass PCB thing, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna YOLO it with the 32X chips, I guess. I probably should, and for the sake of not being cringe, I probably should buy some low melt solder. So I think that's like a constant thing that people keep asking or telling, not like, hey, you should use this, but like people keep saying, like, hey, low melt solder is good for this thing. Maybe this desoldering the chips from the donor PCBs might make that part easier. So maybe that's what I'll do. Otherwise, I was just going to wing it with the hot air. So I'm not really sure about it. So that's coming. Probably not next week, though, because PCBWay is still producing the PCBs. And it took I'll pre-complain that the bill of materials for this project, it's such a pain in the butt, right? So when you come to the project, the GitHub, right? So come to the Neptune project page. There is this like interactive BOM. Okay, so you click on this interactive BOM link and it opens up this HTML website that is kind of like you hover over the different parts of the BOM and it highlights on the right. You can see different pieces. So like you can see different parts of the board being highlighted. So it's kind of cool to visualize, okay, this piece gets soldered to all these places on the new board, on the Neptune board, and it tells you where they all go, which is really cool. The problem is, well, maybe not problem, but the BOM, the interactive BOM here it does not have part numbers at all. Basically, it's just values and the footprints and the reference designator, but the value, the footprint, and the quantity. And it doesn't give you like a part number list, which, you know, that part is fine. And I've been trying to use more and more the PCBWay KiCad export utility, right? So it basically uploads the project to PCBWay. There's also one for JLC PCB, and it kind of I think both PCBWay and JLC PCB, they both use LCSC, I think, for sourcing their components, because when I upload the BOM to PCBWay, the BOM that they give you, so somebody manually goes through the BOM that you generate and upload, and they match the parts to a LCSC part number. And if there's any discrepancies on the BOM after they do that, they send you a message back and they say, hey, we don't understand this part of the BOM. Like, we need your help understanding So that happened here, because if you look at, and I'll talk about this again on the day that we start to do this thing, but this is why this project has been taking such a long time for me to start, is the BOM is a little confusing. Now there's some parts that say unused here, so let me make this a little bigger. It's like that value says unused, so I'm not sure if that means to just not populate it. Obviously there are some that are designated for PAL only, because this is I believe this can be done, this product can be done with either an NTSC or a PAL chipset, basically. And I think you need to populate different values depending on one or the other. But then you have things like this asterisk. Okay, here's another asterisk, asterisk 8, asterisk 9. I think that has to do with, I think each of those asterisks is numbered. I was not sure what that meant. So I asked in my Discord, and actually Zaxor, who worked on this project, because the Neptune PCB has an integrated triple bypass on it. And Zaxor helped them to integrate the triple bypass in the board. So Zaxor was saying that these asterisk ones are do not place, basically. So you ignore those ones, or those ones are not to be populated, I guess. But they wanted, the project people, they wanted to keep track of those parts on this interactive BOM thing. So they left them here, but they're basically do not place. So that's a little confusing. I wish they would say like a little DNF or something on here, or maybe there is somewhere that says DNF or whatever. But like this one, you're not supposed to place. This one, you don't place. So like it's not intuitive when you first get to this BOM that there's a lot, not a lot, but some parts. I mean, over a dozen maybe of do not place parts. In addition to, in addition to parts that you need to get from a cap kit. So I believe you also need to get a cap kit for both a 32X and a Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, whatever, to complete the BOM. So I've ordered both of those things. And again, like I said, we'll go over it in more detail when we're actually building it, but I'll try to make it as clear as possible. So here's another one of those skip or do not place. So it's a really kind of the combination that I ended up using to actually get a quote-unquote good BOM was upload the part to PCBWay or whatever, or use the plugin to generate a BOM and upload it to PCBWay or JLC PCB, whatever, and you'll get a BOM that they have generated based off of the footprints and whatever, and they must look up the LCSC part numbers based off of those values and footprints. And so I used that, and then I ended up not going with assembly for PCBWay on this one because some of the parts that they found, the plugin found, based off of the LCSC, the cost was like $2,000 or something, like $1,000 or $1,200 or something for the parts that it selected. And the reason it was so expensive is because it found some parts that are no longer being made or no longer sold. And sometimes I guess the LCSC people, they just say, hey, this thing's out of stock, but it will make each part like $200. So like you can't really buy it, but the price is really high. So at the very beginning, I got a quote from PCBWay Assembly for like, it was like $2,000 is what they were going to charge to assemble. And, you know, it was like $2,200 total it would have been for me to make the PCBs and have them assemble it. But it's because that those LCSC part numbers are like just throwing it all off. So I had to find equivalent part numbers for the ones that were out of stock. So like either zero stock or like maybe that was like an end of life part. I had to find other ones, and it just took a really long time. And to get the complete bomb, to order the complete bomb, I had to use LCSC, Mauser, and DigiKey to get all the parts. I had to use all three to get all the parts. So the main issue with the Neptune mod is you won't be able to use EverDrive Pro Sega CD functionality. If there's a way to disable 32X for Sega CD ODE to work, it would be great. All the Mega Drive / Genesis console chipsets are the same. Okay, got it. Yeah, so the Neptune, I know it has like auto region switching, so I think that's part of the BOM. The encoder chip has different parts. Okay, so that's probably why there's a tiny discrepancies between the NTSC variants and the PAL variants. So anyways, just know that that's all coming. I don't know what I'm going to do about the shell. I probably will just end up using my Genesis 2 shell that I bought, the console's original shell for the Neptune for now. As far as I know, the only place to buy a Neptune shell is that one that Divix has made. I think that's his name, Divinix maybe. What is it called? Sega Neptune. Divizix, that's it. Okay. I think it's only available on PCBWay, so it's not open source necessarily. No, it's definitely not open source. It's not necessarily, because it's only available here, I think. So I'm not 100% sure about the cost of this, but it probably is a lot of money, like a few $100s, I would guess, I would say. But I haven't gone through the steps of adding it, so like I'm not sure if I'm going to spend that money on this shell, but you know, it's a thing, and that kind of tops it all off if you have that Neptune shell, but we'll see. For now, I'm just going to use the normal one. If only Phenomods would sell the shell, so I don't have to work with PCBWay. Yeah, I mean it's just expensive, really. And it's, well, you know, the problem is if you try to get a mold, injection mold for it made, then like it's probably not going to sell that many things. So you can use the Mega. Yeah, so I have my Genesis 2 that I'm going to use the donor PCB from, so I'll just use that shell for now. But eventually, you know, hopefully somebody comes out with either a less expensive shell or just a way to print your own, because I would gladly, I mean, I don't care. I mean, yes, I do think this looks kind of sexy, but this shell, this Divinix shell, or is their name? Divizix, sorry. But I can guarantee you that somebody's just going to make like a minimal, if somebody made like a minimalistic one, that's like basically this kind of same profile, but just like flat, so you could easily 3D print it. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. And then it'll just look cool. Either way. So either way, it's going to be cool. But so that's kind of the upcoming big project, I think, is this. I think the cartridge slot is slightly wider. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So is this actually... Oh, because you don't actually need to plug a 32X in. It's kind of smaller. Oh, okay. So it's possible that I won't be able to use it because it might have the wrong power connector. That's pretty cool. Exploded view. Anyway, so we're close, and it actually, the cool thing about it is that it has the integrated triple bypass. So you get the Sega Genesis Model 2 DIN output, which, I mean, that's obviously you do, but it's not, you know, you don't have to do any triple bypassing to get that. It's integrated with it from the start. So that's the next big project. So I'm excited for that. Beyond that, yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of other projects. I'm hoping that the bridge is out soon, because the analog bridge needs to be out like now. But we'll get there. All right. I've been yapping for a while. Sorry. Yes, the 32X carts are wider than the stock Model 2 slot. Huh. Wait, what? Really? So is it not compatible with certain versions? Or that's what the spacer, isn't there like a spacer or something to make it not wiggle around? So like it still fits in it, but it doesn't go in like all the way or something? That's interesting. Anyway, so there's a lot of things to do this year. If you didn't join me before, the big announcement is that I'm having another kid this year. So, you know, I'm doing the best that I can. I really want to do you know, more this year. And you can watch the beginning of the VOD if you want to know why and backstory about that. But all right. Sorry that we didn't actually finish this tonight. I got to cut the shell on this thing, but hopefully I'll have some pictures on Twitter or X. And yeah. Excited to be done with this because I'm glad it works. So, all right, we'll see you next week, next Sunday, with something different, something fun. Maybe we'll do the 2DS, or no, the 3DS, new 3DS X. No, what is it? 2DS? No, the DS, the original DS USB thing. Because that I still have that hanging around. The loopy capture mod. So, all right.